May 5th, 2019. I love you, and I'm sorry. You make me happy. He wrote me the cutest note today. He left it on a nightstand beside the bed we share. He placed it right near my glasses to make sure I would see it. A tiny smile caressed my split lip, and a tear fell from my swollen eye. This is just like my gentle giant. He was a very sweet man, just a little rough with me at times. He said I had done something that few people have ever done, and that was make him happy. We've been in a relationship for a little over 3 years, and he says he's going to marry me and give me the life he and I never had. May 23rd, 2019. Just for you. I love you, and I'm sorry. You make me happy. He brought me perfume today. It reminded me of when we first met, when he was so sweet. How could I not forgive him? Besides, it was just a shove. It may have been the way that I looked at him. He says I have such judging eyes. I never mean to do these things, but I do need to be a lot more careful. He's really been in a tight space these days. He's always complaining about his boss and his family too. He says that they always deem him the black sheep. So it's my job to keep him happy. May 25th, 2019. I am super excited about today. He rarely brings me around his friends. He says women shouldn't and don't have a place among other men when they're in a relationship or married. So I was so surprised when he invited me to his company's benefit gala. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be amazing. Everyone was so friendly and nice to me. His friends gathered around me asking unusual questions about what Dan was like at home. It was peculiar, but I didn't mind. It was the first time in a long time that I had any adult interaction. Joe, one of Dan's coworkers, seemed to have taken an interest in me. I noticed that he kept appearing everywhere Dan and I were the entire evening. He even kept trying to make conversation with me, asking all types of questions about me. I tried my best to deflect and bring the questions back to Dan, but I was failing. My eyes met Dan's, and I can see the thing that scares me most. Dan's face was beet red. I could feel the anger radiate from his skin. I felt his fingernails in my arm. I knew what was going to happen next. May 28th, 2019. He bought me a teddy bear today. As I sat up in my hospital bed, I noticed his note. It was sitting right up against my pillow. It read, "I'm sorry, baby. You mean the world to me. You are so special to me. I love you, and you make me happy. Love, Dan." May 28th, I thought to myself, I had been out for 3 days. I kept reading and rereading this note. It's no way he doesn't mean it, but I just can't see past my bruised jaw, my broken nose, and very sore ribs. I could hardly even breathe air into my lungs without the feeling of the unforgiving blows of his fist. He came to visit me on the final day of the hospital stay. His eyes were so sincere, and I saw tears. I have never seen him cry before. Never. You will never believe what happened next. He proposed to me. Wow. As we were packing to leave the hospital, the police came. They began asking me questions about what had happened. Dan gave me this sort of look that begged me to be merciful. So I lied. Afterwards, he told me I had really made him happy. I felt so accomplished. Things have been so good in the last few months. Dan and I have been spending so much time together and planning for our wedding. This evening we'll be going to dinner and I am so excited. We haven't been out in public since, well, the last time, which I really don't care to remember. The evening was going so great. It felt good to laugh and smile like old times. All of a sudden, Dan's demeanor shifted. His gaze was fixed, his eyes looking past me. He became so silent. I turned to see in amazement his mom and sister. They walked over to our table and immediately hugged me and congratulated us on our engagement. Honestly, I didn't even know he told her. Then his mom started at Dan. Why haven't you brought Nia over? Why haven't you answered any of our calls or called us? We went to the house on Melbourne and were told that you guys were asked to move. And why didn't you tell us or invite us over to your new place? This line of questioning was making Dan so tense. He seemed so unhappy. I knew in that moment that I had to do what Dan says I am the only one able to do. I had to make him happy. I answered her questions matter-of-factly. I said, we've been very busy. This is the first time we've been out in a long time. Also, Dan just got a promotion at work, which keeps him very preoccupied. He's hardly even home during the week. Is that right? Dan's mom said in a very condescending tone. I was a little confused at her statement. Then she said, well, it sounds like you're doing well enough to pay back the 3 months of rent Dad and I have given you. My gaze met Dan's and he was turning red. Was it something I said? I tried to correct my statement, so I said, well, we now live on the east side. We had to leave Melbourne because of the fighting. And I have enough money in my trust to pay you back right now. I dug in my purse for a checkbook. And may I add, we are stronger and more in love than ever. Right, honey? Dan cut me the coldest look I've ever seen. And I was scared. Dan flashed a fake smile to our unwanted guest and said, Mom, Nia is correct. We've been busy. And I'll have the money to you first thing in the morning. Nia, put that away. You guys sit down and eat with us. Noticing his body language, his mom and sister declined and said that they will give us a call and schedule something later. Trying to keep his voice down, he looked at me and he said, what the heck was that? Why did you think it was okay to speak? You like making me look like a bum in front of my family? He rose from the table and grabbed me by my wrist and snatched me up from my chair. Oh my God. Oh God. My heart sank as we walked to the car. I started to apologize. I said, I didn't intend to do that. I am your future wife. I was just trying to help. I was just trying to make you happy. All I could remember was going in and out of consciousness. When I would come to, he would be standing over me, screaming, calling me stupid, and saying I deserve what was happening to me. My body responded to his kicks and punches as he impaled it. He tried to muffle my cries and my pleas for help. He placed a pillow over my mouth. He kept repeating, die, you moron. You embarrass me, you stupid idiot. Die. The more I struggled, the tighter the pillow grasped my lips and my nose. So I stopped fighting. All I had to do was take it. He was getting better. We were getting better. I love him. We were gonna work. We are gonna be okay. He bought me flowers today. This is the first time in 3 years both our family were invited down. The dress I wore was so pretty. my makeup impeccable. I've always loved to dress up and feel pretty. Too bad this would be the very last time. All of the arrangements are beautiful and in their places. It's the small details I love. My sisters wore pearls and my favorite shade of lip stain. The expressions on their faces was one you would never forget. My mom and dad wore the continents of anger and disbelief. I guess they never really saw this day coming. Honestly, neither did I. Today, June 15th, 2019, this very special day was the day of my funeral. He killed me, the man that I loved, the man that I would do anything in this entire world for. He killed me. Don't live your life as I did. Well, what I lived wasn't life. I existed in his shadow, under his rule, a servant to his temperament, a slave to his never found happiness. I never became a wife or a mom or got to travel. I will never experience what it's like to choose or have the freedom to live on purpose. But you can. If my story resembles the life that you are living now, get help, get out, get free, and stand with me. Let's end domestic violence. You may feel trapped, isolated, and alone. That's simply not true. There are people ready and willing to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. Get help, get out, get free.